What's going on, shot callers? It's your boy, Private KJ, Shot Callers Podcast, back here with another video. Today, we're going to be discussing Trae Young, the Atlanta Hawks, how I kind of feel about their team now that they're starting to get their players back healthy. And if you're not aware, DeAndre Hunter is finally back healthy. Clint Capella is starting to get it back together, and he's starting to come back healthy. John Collins is starting to play really well. And even though he's really been playing well with everyone back, it's been really more team-oriented, and I really like John Collins' role. Even though I do believe he needs a more expanded role, I do like what John Collins has done this season. And, of course, we're going to be talking about Trae Young because he's been an absolute monster this season, averaging the damn near double-double, like 27 points, 9.5 assists. He's been on fire. And what's crazy to me, and leave it in the comment section what you guys thought about Trae Young before the season start, was when they took out the foul baiting out of the rule books this year, we see the struggles with Harden at times. And a lot of people thought that, hey, this might affect Trae Young too. And honestly, this has been his best statistical season. He's shooting the ball well. He's been able to get to his floaters really well. And that's my biggest surprise to me. Now, we do understand the defensive liability that Trae Young is. And unfortunately, that has been a big reason, not just solely on him, but due to the fact that Clint Capella hasn't been healthy for most of the season. You can really tell how poor the defense has been for Atlanta. But like I said, now that everyone's starting to come back healthy, you can really see what this team is capable of. They've been on a really good roll these past 10 to 12 games, and I'm excited to see what they can do in the playoffs because I do believe they will make the play-in tournament. So with that said, if you enjoy this type of video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. Turn on post notifications so you never miss a beat. If it's your first time being on the channel, hi, my name's Kyler, Shot Callers Podcast. We upload daily NBA videos where we just talk about NBA, because that's my thing. Now, we are doing a podcast with my man Dylan in the spring/summer. So if you are interested in that, the links will be in the description below. We have a TikTok starting up soon as well to kind of promote that. So stay tuned for that. Like I said, spring towards and summer. Just stay tuned for that. But without further ado, let's get started. So in the Hawks' most recent game, Trae Young had about 36 points and 11 assists against the Lakers, who didn't have LeBron James, unfortunately. But Malik Monk did step up. Anthony Davis had a solid game. Westbrook wasn't complete garbage when it came to efficiency-wise. But we're not here to talk about the Lakers. We're here to talk about the Hawks and how impressive Trae Young has been. And so the key here for me, and I mentioned him really early in the video, is DeAndre Hunter. I do believe that DeAndre Hunter is going to be a really talented role player for this team. And I do believe he has borderline all-star potential. I'm not sure if I would deem him in the all-star category. But when I mean borderline, is someone I'm going to name of caliber like D'Angelo Russell. And what I mean by that is I don't believe D'Angelo Russell impact on the game is really that big when it comes to winning basketball. But more so when we think of talent-wise, we think of and we see basic stats. Oh, D'Lo's a solid player. He's not an all-star, but he's probably like a tick below all-star, and that's where I would deem DeAndre Hunter. The difference is he fits Atlanta's scheme really well. He's a 3-and-D player who can match what they do on the defensive scheme. He matches really well with Clint Capella, a really typical rebounding, rim-protecting center, run and jump. John Collins, who I think, unfortunately, due to his stature, is limited on the defensive end, but paired with Clint Capella, he's still solid at the end of the day. He's at least not a liability, in my opinion. Some people actually may argue at times that he can be a little slow-footed when guarding faster forwards or undersized forwards. A player that comes to mind is someone like Draymond Green, but not everyone in the league is Draymond Green. And so I do believe that John Collins is at least a capable defender. But it is really difficult, like I said, when you are having to play with Trae Young, who is, at the end of the day, like probably the worst defender in the league, just due to his size, due to how big of an offensive load he has to carry. It is unfortunate, but at the end of the day, when you're that talented, no one's going to really care about that. You fit your system around Trae Young. You figure out what you need to do in order to make it work. So with that said, I think Kevin Huerter, solid player. You got to keep him around. Shooter, do your thing with him. DeAndre Hunter, he's solid. Like I said, my big thing is a lot of people have talked about a John Collins trade. I don't think it's time to move on from John Collins. This team last year made it to the conference finals, and we're ahead of schedule. And I don't believe that Atlanta Hawks fans should be panicking just because the expectations they set, which everyone was surprised by it. I don't believe that they are ready to win a championship. They're just ahead of schedule, and that's okay. And I know I've really more so talked about the starting lineup, and I haven't really talked about the bench. And I'm not really here to talk about the whole Atlanta Hawks team just because, like I said, I want to see this team more healthy. And I plan on actually dropping a video probably a month down the road, post All-Star break, to really see where the team is at. And that's when I'll really go into an in-depth video when I see who's healthy. I'll talk about more of their role players, such like that. But the final point that I want to make out is because I believe Trae Young has been so special this year, and even though the team record doesn't show it, recently that's a different opinion, but at least at the beginning of the season, I believe Trae Young is a top 2 point guard in the NBA as it stands right now. Obviously, I'm going to take Curry 1, but after that, who are you really debating over that? We have players like Kyrie, who's only playing, half the year. He's up for debate. I'll give you that. Luka Doncic, if you want to deem him a point guard, which obviously I deem him as a point guard. But me personally, I think Trae Young is a better scorer. And I know that might be a little odd to say. I believe that. And I don't know. I believe that. I think I would personally take Trae Young over Luka Doncic. And I plan on having that as a debate for a podcast topic with Dylan, as a matter of fact. Trae Young versus Luka Doncic. And I know it's a really difficult debate, and I do believe that the Dallas Mavericks, albeit that they've been disappointing themselves at times this season, I think they're a more put-together team, better put together team, I'll put it that way, than the Atlanta Hawks. But like I said, it's my opinion. Let me know in the comment section, Luka versus Trae Young. I would love to have that debate or have a little talk in the comment section below. But like I said, Trae Young, number 2 point guard. Glad to see he's going to be in the All-Star team. All-Star selection, yada, yada, yada. John Collins, I'm not expecting too much now on the defensive end. More so, I'm expecting more offensive reliability and more of a aggressive impacts on the offensive end, especially with Clint Capella back. And overall, I'm just excited to see what to expect from the Atlanta Hawks. I think a successful season is a second-round exit. And I know it's a little disappointing, like I said, because they made it to the conference finals. But like I said, they're ahead of schedule. They're a relatively young team. There's no need to rush the process, like we'll call it. You don't want to end up in a situation like the Sacramento Kings or the Minnesota Timberwolves, for that matter, where you have this young, talented players, and eventually it just stalls out, and you're kind of like, where do I go from here? And that's where I think, especially the Kings were, because of poor management and poor draft selection. But irrelevant to what I'm talking about. Either way, I do believe that the Atlanta Hawks are fine, and there's no need to worry about them. So, with that said, that'll conclude today's video. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. Turn on post notifications so you never miss a beat. And with that said, shot callers out.